Hi, I'm Charlie,
And I'm Danny.
and welcome to Sink Your Teeth In, the show where we take a bite out of all things spooky so you can get your fill.
This is episode 1, Getting to Know Your Hosts, Spooky Edition.
Woo!
Welcome, everybody. This is Sink Your Teeth In, the show where we talk about all things spooky.
Everything covering from horror, paranormal, masked men,
Just a couple of gays having a good time.
talking about our favorite subjects.
Yeah, so to get to know us a little bit better, we're going to be doing a little bit of an Ask Me Anything and a Would You Rather, just so you guys can get to know us and hopefully stick around.
Stick around.
Stick around. All right, y'all. Great.
It's going to be amazing.
All right, Charlie.
That's me.
What's the first scary movie you watched and how old were you?
I was 9, maybe 10. And I watched So my first horror movie that I remember was The Exorcist.
Oh, okay. Oh, they're coming out with a new one.
Yeah,
girl. Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Meet Danny, the woman who loves horror and has not seen almost one movie.
Not seen any movies ever.
But we love her for it.
You know?
I think I was like 9 or 10. And what makes it so memorable, aside from the entire movie, was the movie finished, my sisters and I were like terrified.
And rightfully so.
Right? When I was a kid, I was a weird kid. And I had a black light in my room. And it, lights up and everything's like purple. And...
That's a specific choice for a preteen.
You're talking about my life. Specific choices. I had a black light on, and I remember opening the door to my room, and my dad was sitting on the edge of my bed with the creepiest smile. And with the black light, like your eyes and teeth are all lit up and everything.
Yeah.
I could have won an award for the Scream Queen. I screamed the most blood-curdling scream you've ever heard.
I think that's fair. That's literally insane. What is a series of What Is Wrong with Your Father?
Oh, well, yeah.
So the first scary movie that I watched, well, I was probably like 10 or 11. Honestly, probably like 8 or 9. And my best friend and I, well, more my best friend, I was like very susceptible to peer pressure at this age. She wanted to watch Halloween, and I was like, okay. Yes. But we got about 5 minutes in, and I will never forget, like, it was a kid, and like that's also like horrible. There was just a specific blood. He looked like a mouse, and I don't know, like, that has been seared into my brain even to this day. It was just so, like, I'm not a gory person. Like, I don't like gore. It's not really for me.
Horror's not into gore.
I like the psychological, so like that was just so much, and I was already like so young and probably not honestly ready to watch things like that. So it was like, but my first real scary movie, if you count it, was Final Destination. Like, that was the first series that I really got into. My dad was like introducing me to horror, and it was something that we were bonding over. And so like I watched the first Final Destination, then I watched all of them, and then like I started just watching horror. So yeah, that was the beginning.
All right, Danny, have you ever experienced anything paranormal?
You know I have. Oh my lord, yes. It started...
What drove us to make this podcast?
It started probably, I want to say, right out of high school, or when I was like 20-ish. The first thing I ever saw was this little boy in my house. I was walking down my hallway, and my house is like really long. So I was walking down the hallway, and in my brother's room, I saw a boy with a striped sweater. Like, I kept walking, and then I like literally stopped in the hallway, and I was like,
"Who are you?"
No, like I literally had to take a second because I was like, what the fuck? I had never experienced something like that before. And since like I have had many many encounters. So that was my first intro. I think before I was in like out of high school, I wasn't open necessarily. It just wasn't something that I like thought about. But I think the more I got older and hopefully wiser and like more open to things around me in the world, I think that's what led it to like let itself be known. But yeah,
The metaphysical.
I have had quite a few parents. What about you, bestie?
Yeah, I think the first something I encountered, little personal note, episode 1, we're getting a little personal here.
It is Ask Me Anything.
It is Ask Me Anything. I lost my mother in a car accident when I was 9 years old. And her and I were very close. I was the favorite.
Still are.
Still am. And so in my childhood home, we had like a T hallway.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were walking down this hallway would go to my room. When I was in this hallway, you know when it's a really hot day and you see like the steam coming off the road?
Yeah, like almost like a mirage.
Right.
Yeah.
So there was like that, but in that, there was a woman in a white dress. And she would walk across this opening that was in the T hallway. So at this point, I was probably like 11 or 12.
Oh, okay.
I would see it very often.
Oh, really?
Everyone in my house would see it very often. But then it turned into going into my room specifically.
Ooh.
Yeah. My door would be closed. My door would be locked, unlocked, swing open.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Love that.
I would sleep with my TV on. It would click on and off. Yeah. So that was the start of it. It's always been little things. It was more very paranormal when I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's more energy based. I can read your energy like that. I can walk into a room and I can know what's wrong with everyone from the moment I walk in.
Empath.
I've got that empathic energy.
Not the Shane Dawson kind of empath though.
Have you ever played with
You
energy
know,
board?
I have not. There are some things like I am more inclined towards paranormal things. I am kind of not able to turn it on and turn it off, but I think when I'm like busier and not more in a headspace where I can think about things, I don't. Yeah, like I don't really pay attention to it, so I don't like pick up things necessarily. But like, I think you can invite things in, and I don't. I know we have different opinions on this, but there's no part of me that wants to invite anything to attach to me on the like because. I am not getting possessed. That is not happening today. That's like, no. You can do whatever. I don't care if the ghosties are in my house as long as, you leave me alone. You don't talk to me. You don't touch me. Like, we're good. But I am not inviting anything into my space. So what about you, bestie?
Regularly.
I hate you so much.
Here's my thing. I'm with you. You can invite things in. You do have to know what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I fucks with the occult to the point where I have a little bit of it.
I think that's like the famous last words. This podcast
really
is gonna
is.
end with like a paranormal style, like me, like.
I just mean like I feel like my energy guides me.
Mm-hmm.
I know when I should be doing something. I know when I shouldn't be doing something. I know when to end it.
Have you ever talked to anything on the Ouija board?
A couple of times.
Yeah.
It's gotten a
By
little.
yourself, do you play?
Yeah. Like seance stuff. It's a good reading board. It's a lot of yes and no stuff. Very basic answers.
And it like moves.
Yeah. Not by itself. I'm not like here like.
Wait, so then you're moving it?
I'm
to what you are inclined.
It is being guided.
Shut the fuck up. Like someone's like.
It's just one of those things where
I'm not making fun of this because I know it sounds like
you've
it.
Got
like,
the 2 fingers, and I try to I try to rest it more on my elbows because the more pressure you put, because you're gonna start pushing it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very give and take because it's one of those things where, like, if you're playing with a Ouija board, you want something to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's also one of those things where you're just like, I mean, like, I'm not trying to find out, like, how long am I going to live? Or
Yeah.
it's more just like, is anyone here? And it's really, you only get stuff when, like, you feel like you're being watched. You know what I mean? Like, you're like,
Every day,
there's a presence here. There's a presence here. It's one of those things
There
where it's
is
just,
oh my lord. There is a presence here that is not even a joke. Something lives in your house. Nope. Alright, bestie. Let's get into some fun things. What is your favorite scary movie franchise?
What's your favorite scary movie? I've got a total.
Okay.
I know, a little controversial. They're outside.
Okay.
As far as horror movies go,
Mm-hmm.
Scary Movie.
Love.
The Scary Movie franchise. Because
Oh, I was thinking of Scream. What was I thinking of? Scream. Scary Movie. Okay.
the Scary Movie franchise.
Yes.
The Wayans brothers.
Oh, I love that. I mean, it's within the, like, family. It's obviously, like, based on...
If you don't know horror,
Mm-hmm.
watch me throw on Scary Movie. Like the first 3.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 4. I don't know about the other
4.
ones.
Yeah.
At least the first 3. And we're gonna learn.
No, really. It's kind of amazing. Like,
right?
the more... Because Chucky does, like, not make me, but, like, we watch a lot of the
I make
older
her want to
scary
kill
movies.
herself.
On a daily basis. No, but like we watched Signs the other day and I was like, oh my god, like this is not even an exaggeration of that movie. Like in the 4th, I think it's the 4th scary movie, but like when I watched the one where like they go to the house and they're being watched for that thing, whatever, I can't remember what the name of that one is. It's like The Haunting or something.
Oh yeah.
When I watched that, I was like, oh my god. So I kind of think it's almost more fun to watch Scary Movie and then watch the scary movies.
That's exactly my
Yeah.
thought of it. Is like, you see this and you're like, this was so hilarious, this was so fun. You want to know the origin of it. And that's why I think that it's such a good movie to be introduced into horror.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I don't get that reference. And you're like, let me show you how that reference
Well,
is.
especially because most of them are like older. They're 10, 20 years old now at this point. So it's like, they're already not going to be necessarily scary. So it's kind of a fun way to like be relevant.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And like, plus like, you're going to look at me and like name off horror icons and not talk about people like Cindy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brenda.
Brenda. That's
Brenda,
my girl.
right?
Yeah. When she's in the movie theater.
As pretty nails. Hey, baby girl. Like, that is my homegirl.
Her in the movie theater
I love
with
her.
the camera is literally me.
Regina Hall,
Regina
girl.
Yes.
You ate that shit.
Ate that shit.
You are an icon and we love you. And in this house, you are stood for.
Yes. I think that she made those movies. Like, well, also the Wayans brothers, like.
Right. I mean, everyone has
Anna
their
Faris.
place.
I think that they were such specific, like, so well put together, like the cast, that if it was anyone else, it'd be like.
Yeah. Which is why the later ones.
True, Charlie Sheen.
So, along with Scary Movie, there is Paranormal Activity.
Ooh. Those movies scared the shit out of me.
They, you know, like, it was like the popular thing to like hate on movies, and I guess it still kind of is. Like, that first movie fucked me up so bad.
Oh, really? The second one got me.
Well, the second one made me cry.
What?
Let me tell you. So the first one scared the shit out of me. To see someone get dragged out of bed.
Mm-hmm.
And then down the hall.
It was so...
See, for the second one for me, it was that kitchen exploding.
Oh.
And I don't mean
You cried?
I cried. Not like, woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo, like woo-hoo. I was in such a state of shock that I realized after the scene had happened that there were tears streaming down my face out of fear. Now, I get it. You see that a couple of times, and it's, you know, it's not a big thing. But you're in a theater, you're in that energy.
I don't think I saw any of them in a theater. I was too young.
I saw that in a theater. I saw that in a theater, I knew something was coming.
What's the third one?
My third, Final Destination.
That's so random to me.
I know, but you know what? It's left such a mark.
Mm-hmm.
I don't drive down the road. Even if you see a work truck with like a shovel on that little rack thing, I think that's going through my windshield.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Plus, Death, she serves.
Honestly.
And I love that everyone dies. Well, it's just like, it's like you're chasing the one thing that is inevitable. So whether you didn't die in the premonition, you're still going to end up dead.
I enjoy them, but it feels like, because that was my first franchise, it reminds me of when I was young. It's like nostalgic.
So if it's your first franchise, is it your favorite?
No, it's not my favorite franchise. My favorite is The Conjuring. Everything about The Conjuring I love. And I feel like some people might hate on The Conjuring because it's not, it's very much jump scares and but I think it's so well crafted. The sound, the lighting, the characters. Hello, Ed and Lorraine, my favorite ever. Love them. I love The Conjuring so much. I think it's my favorite because I can always watch The Conjuring. I can watch a Conjuring 1 or Conjuring 2. I could watch any Annabelle. We're not going to talk about The Nun. I don't hate The Nun, but I honestly, I think I fell asleep watching it. So I don't remember all of it. But the whole universe, I will always watch one of those movies. And they scare me still. It is my favorite. Another one of my favorites, The Haunting at Hill House / Bly Manor.
Yeah.
Love those. Those are so well done. And
really, though.
I appreciate them making it into a series. Because, you needed the whole, story. And, I'm one of those people, I can guess the ending of a movie so easily. There's a formula to movies in my head. I think it's the anxiety that I, try to figure it out. But, I genuinely did not know where either of them were going. I was so invested in all of it because I was like, what is going to happen? And you just even the characters who are maybe not super great, you still find yourself having empathy for them because they're just really well-rounded characters. One of my faves. And then the last, because I also did 3.
Oh.
The Hannibal, Silence of the Lambs franchise. Silence of the Lambs, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Does this include Hannibal the show?
I've never seen it, but we love Mads Mikkelsen. So, the only reason I haven't is because I really, really love this, and I still do, but I can't always watch it. It's kind of a lot on that gory side for me. I know that the show will probably have elements of that.
It's very gory.
And I need to be, in the right headspace for it.
But see, you ask me, a gay, about, gay horror, I'm going to recommend that.
No, I know.
That energy.
And that's why I do want to watch it.
So, The Conjuring is one of your faves. Does that mean Ed and Lorraine take the winning spot for favorite scary?
You know it. If I could be a third in any relationship, and honestly, that's the thing. I mean, yes, that's the answer.
That is the thing.
But any couples of any story, I love. And let me be frank, not the real people, because we know that they're pieces of shit. We're talking about story Ed and Lorraine, Vera and Patrick. Absolutely not the real people.
I mean, they are there. They don't take the number 1 spot for me. So this is all things horror, all things spooky.
Yes.
I gotta give it up to my parents, Gomez and Morticia Addams.
Oh, yes. That is
number 1 spot for me. I have tried to model my life after Gomez Addams. And you know what? I found me my Morticia. They are the epitome of love. Aesthetics, they check off all the boxes.
Oh, I love that. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
I love them. Because it's them against the world. Who would you consider to be the best slasher?
Who I consider to be the best slasher, Hannibal Lecter.
Hmm.
I want to hear your thoughts before I give my reason.
I feel like we've had this conversation before. Because when we were doing research about like different genres of horror, Candyman was also a slasher. Like he was considered a slasher, and I was like,
not that one.
To me, I think of that as paranormal. But like I could see where he could be considered. So my point is, I can see where you mean he is a slasher, but to me that's more like I'm not even paranormal. It's more psychological horror. Yeah. Because like the whole thing is, trying to figure out who it is, and like he messes with you, and like I don't know.
I guess.
But I think we don't have to necessarily, like, my answer and your answer doesn't have to be, like, horror can be multiple things. So my favorite slasher is Ghostface.
Ghostface.
Specifically, Stu and Billy. I love.
All right, Danny, what is your favorite spooky book?
This book that I read, my friend randomly gave me this book, I think when I turned 14, like on my birthday. That one scared me a couple times. But no, they randomly gave me this. It's called The Back Door to Midnight, From Midnight. It's been years, 10 plus years since I read it, but I loved that book. Like, honestly, I think it's one of my favorite books of all time. It's like a young adult, like, thriller, and I think it was supposed to have multiple parts. Like, I think it does have multiple parts. But yeah, it was just such a good book. This girl is like visiting her family, and her aunt is crazy, and someone died, and I don't know. It was just such a good book.
Family reunion.
Yeah, and I think after that, once I turned like 15, I started reading like porn books. So, I'm not interested in spooky books anymore.
Okay.
No, but I really want to read Dracula, especially after seeing the
Last Voyage of the Demeter.
Yeah, I really want to read or listen. It's hard for me to jump into audiobooks. But yeah, it was like the reason that I love that book too is because of how random it was. Like my friend, they said that they just picked up like a random book that they thought I'd like at Target right before coming to my birthday party. And I'm like, I love that. It was just like so super random. Yeah, what about you? What's your favorite spooky book?
So me is a Stephen King bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I love The Shining. I love Misery. It's like all the classics. I am with Stephen King. But within this past year, I have discovered Bram.
And that's not Bram Stoker.
It's not Bram Stoker.
We had this conversation where I thought I was having a completely different conversation.
I told her, hey, have you heard of this author Bram? And she's like, yeah, Dracula. And I was like, no, girl, we're having a whole different conversation.
We were. It's a completely different conversation.
So I came across this book called Lost Gods. And it's about this guy with his girlfriend who's pregnant. And they're like running for the law. And it's just all these things happen. It is just so accurate to like biblical text, Greek mythology stuff. The way that he writes just really transports you there. He has artwork to go along with his books, and it's just crazy.
I love a good picture in a book.
It is right, girl. Picture books.
I do.
Hell yeah. No, it's just the stories behind it. Lost Gods and Slewfoot. That was my entire life for like 4 months.
I have read a couple Stephen King books. There's one with a dragon. And then I think I also read Misery. Alrighty, which one of us do we think would survive a slasher or an apocalypse? It's me.
Yeah, I'm a Virgo through and through. My arrogance and my stubbornness is going to get me killed. Because you're not going to walk up in here and threaten my life. If I'm dying...
What are you going to do, kill me?
Right! Listen, Mother Nature and death are the only two people who can kill me. A man killing me. Oh, Okay.
Yeah, I think there are several reasons. I am crazy, like clinically insane, and I feel like it's not politically correct, but the crackhead energy, like, I got it, and I feel like I have. The thing is, in an apocalypse or in a slasher, I'm very protective, and like, if you are one of mine, I have no problem going to jail. I ain't got nothing better to do for the rest of my life. To be honest, that's just how I feel. Like that, or I would give mine for you. Like, I'm so the people that I love. Like, I would never let anything happen to them. So if it's in, like, I would do anything to protect the people that I love. If it was an apocalypse, like, I'm only staying alive until, the people that I know.
Girl.
What?
No one's trying to survive an apocalypse.
No, but
Not
I'm saying,
me.
like,
If
mom,
you,
or
well,
like,
Listen, if you are, I support you.
No, and I don't think I would either, but, like, I would stay alive to protect them as much as I could.
Okay.
Just to, like, let them live.
If you could summon any character from a scary movie to do your bidding, who would it be?
This one is kind of really random, but I would pick Bagul from Sinister. I don't know why he is the first person that comes to mind, but I feel like he just gets things done, and, like, quietly, you know what I mean?
I hate
He's
his
in and
name.
out. Bagul?
It
I kind of love it.
It reminds me of beluga, a whale.
No, I love it.
And
Bagul.
it makes you think, baby.
It's like a baddie ghoul.
Okay, now I can think. Thank you. Word association. Now I will start thinking that.
I don't love when anything happens to kids, so, like, obviously not that part of it. But, like, I feel like he really just comes through, like, he'll just come through your TV and be like,
Hiding in pools.
Yeah.
Lawnmowers.
Or, I mean, and not even for sinister purposes. He can go get my groceries, like. Hey.
I have this coupon.
Alright, bestie, and who would you choose?
Black Phillip.
Ooh!
I was sold. I want a pretty dress. And yes, I want to live delicious.
I love that.
I would do a little burlesque while I took off my
your little nightie.
And I would sign my pretty little man.
Would you let me pet him?
100%.
If he let me pet him.
Yeah. I would make you get on the back and, like, you know how he's always, like, bucking? I would have you hold the horns and just, yeah!
I'm good, thank you.
Well, there's options.
I like that. That's a very fun answer.
Yeah, that's
OG.
That's my boy.
Okay. If you could fist fight one villain in a Denny's parking lot at 3 a.m., who would it be?
Now, although this has been horror themed, we do have to include the Disney adults.
Ooh, it is villain.
Cruella de Vil. Why are you out here trying to get puppies?
Oh, yeah. People who hurt animals, killing humans is bad. People who hurt animals, especially dogs, you go into hell. You go into the not fun hell.
Yeah. Cruella's it for me.
My pick was it. Because I think in the second movie, I don't know if it's him or those people who killed the gay couple, but once again, close to home, and I hate stuff like that. But also, I feel like that would be just so much fun to hit him in the face. Yeah.
Watch the light.
Yeah, I don't know. He's got a big old head. And his little outfit, I think it would just be so funny to watch. Us fight in the park.
That would make a good world star.
Knock his little teeth out.
Hey.
Love Bill Skarsgård though.
Which horror movie music would you like to play when you enter a room?
The best one, Insidious. That literally you just come in.
That is terrifying.
I just walk in and that's what you hear. I would love that. Cause
Talk about being.
I literally already feel like people are watching me all the time, so I'm like, no, you're gonna see me the way I want you to see me. It's scary. And I want you to mind your own business. You know what I mean? But I just think that'd be so fun. Everywhere you go. But I don't want to be able to hear it. You guys just hear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was like, that is terrible.
If
If you walked into this house and just and that was going on.
Next time I come in here, that's what's gonna happen.
Where's the... It's terrifying.
Yeah.
It gives me a
great.
sense of panic.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
I
how I
love
live
that.
my life, okay?
I love it for you. I'm talking personally.
Yeah. Okay, so what is the soundtrack you would like? What music?
American Horror Story, the Coven intro.
Ooh.
I don't know why. I have modeled walked to that song so many times. I will put on I'll wrap a blanket. I'll get something that flows with a little air that I catch.
Mm-hmm.
It is a gothic model walking song.
I love it.
And the last and final, ask me, what popular horror movie have you not seen that most horror lovers would be shocked to hear?
Probably all of them.
Do you see these books in the back? Those are all the movies Danny hasn't seen.
I mean, to be fair, I feel like I've just watched so many random horror movies.
Mm.
But I haven't seen Psycho. I haven't seen Nosferatu.
Well, no.
I haven't seen The Terrifier just because I don't like the gore.
Mm.
House of a Thousand Corpses.
Mm.
But yeah, a lot of the older ones, I feel like in the last 10 years I've very much kept up on horror movies. What about you?
It's newer because I've seen a lot of horror.
We're the opposites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good balance. Yin and yang. I haven't seen X and Pearl.
Oh, me neither.
Yeah.
I really like Mia Goth. I think she's What?
I thought you said I really like me. Oh God! I was like, okay, I don't know what that's got to do with this.
I really like Mia Goth. I feel like she's interesting visually and the way that she acts. So far from what I've seen, because I haven't seen her movies, but from what I've seen from trailers, she gives me a single note.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see if she's able to do other things. But they looked like interesting movies. I just didn't watch them. Me being I've seen all of the scary movies recently.
I've wanted to see them. I haven't.
What?
Alright guys, so that was Ask Me Anything. Now get ready for Would You Rather.
Would you rather? Would you rather encounter a ghost or a demon?
A demon.
No, I don't know why.
A demon.
Why would you rather encounter a demon, Charlie?
Listen, you can work with it.
No. You maybe can for some reason.
My thing is this. What is a ghost gonna do for me?
I don't need them to do anything for me. I want you to leave me alone.
Well, that's what I mean. But listen. Demons can do things.
For your soul.
That's been gone. That's not here. That's not now. Be realistic.
You sold your soul
for a
this?
soul.
For this?
No, I'm just saying a demon is more useful. Ghosts are fun, but what are you gonna do? You're an attraction.
None of it.
A demon is a business partner. A ghost is an attraction. I'm here for that coin, okay?
No, this is the Ouija board thing all over. No. Just ghosties, you can come and go as you please on your way to the afterlife. I don't want no fucking demons in my house. I already accidentally sold one in my dream.
Listen,
I already sold my soul.
I'll take either. But if I have the choice, I'm a demon.
No. And this is why I'm never coming back. This is the one and only episode of Sink Your Teeth In.
Would you rather walk through a haunted cemetery or a haunted asylum?
I'm gonna go cemetery.
Same.
Because I feel like in an asylum you're contained. You can't necessarily run away.
Yeah.
There's just a lot more opportunities for them to stop you. Which maybe in a cemetery they're grabbing you, but it's just open, and I feel like that's safer.
I've got a couple of reasons for haunted cemetery. One, asylums are dirty.
Oh yeah.
I've never been to an asylum,
We were outside one time. It was actually really scary.
Well, my thing is, like, I think of movie depictions.
Yeah.
You could have... I would full-heartedly believe that someone was, like, just literally broken the door and was like, you have 10 minutes to get out of here. Like, there is shit turned over everywhere. There's files.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many movies
My
I've seen.
HIPAA violation!
Yeah! Like, oh, there's this whole patient history that has stayed intact over 800 years or 80 years through every kind of weather storm, but yet this paper is intact. Anyways, it's dirty.
Yeah.
You go to a haunted cemetery, you've got aesthetics. Okay, I'm taking a photo shoot. And if I die...
Photo shoot. Well, the other thing, too, is... And this is coming from two mentally ill bitches. Like, the haunted asylum, if you die there, that's, to me, has to be way more sinister. Like, everyone dies, so you're going to end up either in a cemetery or, like... So, cemetery, you could have died mowing the lawn, whatever. But in an asylum you died?
Well, that's another thing, too.
Absolutely not.
No one's gonna find me. The only people that are gonna, like... I'm gonna have to haunt douchebags that are there to freaking ghost hunters. You know? Like, that's not fun.
Yeah. Oh, it's kind of fun.
It's a little fun, but it gets...
666.
If you go to a haunted cemetery, I can have a past. I can have a story.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's say I'm walking through a haunted cemetery. I could fall and be discovered.
Or
Could you
not.
imagine, like, in a 6-foot deep grave, just like...
Are you alive?
No.
Oh. Because I'm like, if you're just doing that on purpose, like, sure.
Sir, can you please get out of this grave?
It's like the whole funeral party there. Oh no. No, that's scary because they put all that equipment up there to lower the cap. Oh no, absolutely not. Just triggered my claustrophobia. I love that we're on the same page, so
Yeah.
we're never going ghost hunting in an asylum.
No.
Charlie, would you... I know the answer to this because we've talked about this extensively, but would you rather become a vampire or become a werewolf?
100% werewolf.
You heard it here first.
Jokes, babe. Them's jokes. I'm becoming a vampire.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
Give me the money.
I was
Give
thinking
me
about
the
this morning
aesthetics.
because I saw that movie yesterday. Like, it's kind of tragic that I'm not already in Transylvanian mountains, like, in a billowy outfit. I don't care. Put me in a harem.
I live in Southern California. Do you see this light that's coming through right now? It's not from a ring light. That is natural sunlight. And you know what I want? Darkness. Trees. I want to be a vampire. I want to be in Transylvania. I want to be in trees with darkness.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be in Northern Washington.
I'm absolutely, like, in a heartbeat would become a vampire. I'd be kind of sad if I turned into a fugly vampire.
That's my thing too.
But even then, I'm okay.
Listen, I'm
gonna go fuck up in the mountains. I don't really care.
I hate to be that way. But if you're telling me I gotta look like this for eternity, babe, let me sign a contract. Give me a year.
You're gorgeous.
Thank you.
I met, like,
You're
the one
gorgeous.
yesterday, or, like, in Van Helsing when he turns, like, gross. That's the thing. If there are any vampires watching and you are gross, as long as you have a human form, we're good. You can be gross 90% of the day, as long as 10% you look cute, we're good.
She wants a human form.
Yeah.
You can have your bat form, just not
Yeah.
with her.
No, and I mean, you could be, like, around the house eating chips like that. But I don't, like, if we're having dinner. Well, I mean...
If we're at the table having a cup of blood,
Okay.
and you're gonna be a vampire, and you're gonna be in your bat form,
If we're, like, hanging out with friends. I don't know.
if
but,
we're
like,
doing bocce ball, and you're gonna show up like a bat,
okay, if we're, like, spooning, I don't want to turn around and be like, you know what I mean? Like, oh my god.
okay, not to bring up The Last Voyage of the Demeter
Again.
again,
We just both watched it. It's hard.
We did, and I'm sorry. It's like our point of reference right now. There is a scene. Spoiler for those who haven't seen it. There's a scene where he's a bat. Dracula's a bat, and he raps the girl.
Oh, I did kind of love that.
Right?
Yeah.
He wraps his wing and is like suffocating her.
And she's like trying to get out. It was kind of amazing.
I'm there for it because I'm like, it did something.
Yeah.
The cinematography in that movie alone.
I think it was because I really need a hug. So it was like a hug
Different takes.
A hug that I cannot get out of.
So that was the topic of would you become a vampire or werewolf? We
just want to be vampires really bad. So if any of you guys are watching and you're a vampire and you're at least
a vampire,
95% of the time ugly, not 100%, please come to us. All right, Charlie, would you rather be abducted by aliens or be chased by a serial killer?
Abducted.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Mhm. Just the experience.
Right.
It's a good vibe. I feel like they would have like way better lives. The other part of that too is being chased by a serial killer. To be chased, you have to run. I'd be like,
yeah,
no.
That's true. It's everything. You can beam me up. I don't feel like I have to do much. Probing.
I just feel like they would have knowledge, and I want all the knowledge, and I want, worst case, they enslave us. It's basically already what's like the life that we live. You know what I mean? They can't get any worse.
All I'm saying, all I'm saying, I get abducted by aliens. You're never seen.
Okay, Charlie, would you rather be stalked by Michael Myers or stalked by Freddy Krueger?
Michael Myers.
Yeah.
There's a tall, big, masked man who walks everywhere. And I've never seen that man run.
Yeah. Oh, so he's cool, calm, and collected.
Yeah, and then plus it's just like, that sounds peaceful, right?
Quiet. We love men.
It's just like, I get my steps in, and I get stalked by a masked man.
But he's slow. We love that. Let me walk. I don't want to run.
Right?
I ain't running nowhere.
And what's the worst that's gonna happen? Stabbed?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who hasn't been stabbed?
Who hasn't been stabbed? I agree. I would say Michael Myers, but because Freddy really scares me, I have very bad dreams a lot, and to not be able to ever escape that, it's already too real, and I don't want it. I do love the fact that he's so funny though, because like he kind of plays with you a little bit, and he's got some good jokes. Like Freddy Krueger makes me laugh, but I can't deal with the dream thing because I love it.
I can see it. I can't imagine telling someone, describing him, and saying that's my stalker.
We had this conversation.
I know we did, but it still stands true.
Not that ugly ass sweater and the fedora.
Right?
The other thing too is like Michael Myers. Well, he's not real, but like it's a real person, as opposed to like Freddy. You're like, oh my god, someone's trying to kill me in my dreams. Like, I already have an issue with people not believing me because of the paranormal thing. So it's like, I don't want people not to believe me, and then I'm gushing blood out of my bed and like, you know what I mean? I'd be so mad. I'd be a ghost and I'd be like, yeah, how about that motherfucker? Like, yeah, I was being fucking chased by this dude with the claws. Like, where were you 10 fucking minutes ago? You're crying about me now? Fuck you. Like, get the fuck out of here. You should have listened.
You hear that? She'll help. She'll help. She'll be an accomplice.
Oh, yeah. Charlie, would you rather buy a Halloween costume or make a Halloween costume?
I can't tell you the last time I bought a Halloween costume because one size does not fit all. And I don't know what. Hey, Spirit Halloween, if you're listening, it's good.
No, for real.
So I have been forced the majority of my life to make a Halloween costume. Which is like, you can kind of put your own spin on things. I just wish I was a better seamstress to make that happen. But, you put your own creative spin on things.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat. I think it's been years since I bought a Halloween costume. Probably for the same reasons, but Also, I feel like it's more fun to put your own. Like, no offense to these places.
Controversial take. You're kind of a basic bitch.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going as like a pirate.
Shout out to all you
I want to be Barbie girl.
But you're not gonna buy a costume.
No, I think if you're like a pirate or something, like easy, yeah, just be, unless you already have, that kind of stuff for Ren fairs and stuff like that. But if you're, going as something random, just make it. We're DIY queens, you know what I mean? Like, I think you get truer to what it is and you look less jokey if you make your own Halloween costume.
Yeah. Plus, for the last couple of years, I've done drag for Halloween. You can't buy that.
Last year you weren't even.
I was in a mental hospital. All right, Miss Danny. The question to end all questions. Team Edward. Team Jacob.
I already know I'm gonna get shit for this. It's Team Edward because there's two ways to answer this question.
Okay.
On attractive level, Team Jacob. Okay. I love Robert Pattinson. Do love him, especially in Batman. But it's Team Jacob if we're going about attractiveness. If you want to know who should be together, it's Team Edward. And I know that some people do think Team Jacob because they're like, that's gonna be more like mentally healthy relationship. No, Bella's already fucking crazy. Like, no, they deserve each other. It's Team Edward. And I stand by this.
Okay.
What about you?
I'm Team Charlie.
Oh, yeah. Hello, Billy Burke.
Is that his name?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I haven't. Let's talk about how that man has not been in one thing before or one thing after.
You just haven't seen him. I saw him in a movie after.
Listen, I would keep my
He's
eye
in
out
a
for
show.
Is
I think
he?
he's in a cop show.
Well, he has the mustache. Let me tell you something.
For me to.
Oh.
Sorry.
I talk about moments you should have known you were gay.
All of Twilight.
All of Twilight. But no, honestly, like that man just.
Carlisle in the first Twilight movie.
Ooh.
After that, they fucked up his hair and it was just weird, but yeah.
Yeah. That's what I think. Like, you're torn.
Team Twilight dads. Alright, my little omens, that was episode 1. Hopefully you guys had a great time getting to know us a little bit better and that you stick around.
Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow us on all our social medias below to sink your teeth into more content.
And until next time, stay spooky.